3 weeks ago, I finally decided to make a proper illustration of one of my beloved OCs. So I did just that. But instead of posting it on my cricket singing social media account, I had a feeling that I shouldn't post it. So I was just staring at my work for like a few days. And you know that feeling when you stare at your art or your selfies for a long period of time, it just becomes more and more disfigured. And so I just ended up hating it. And as I was going through my social media account, I realized that my skills for some reason has regressed. This is how I render back in 2024. It's not perfect, but compared to a recent artwork, I think it's less juicy. There's no spice or drama. It's just flat. And I think it's because I've been focusing on chasing trends and numbers that I had to keep making art fast, like real fast, that I failed to maintain the quality or even improve. But as a never back down, never give up individual, I reviewed my notes and lessons that I've learned here in YouTube University's art department and refreshed my creative brain for this project. So after lubricating the gears in my rusty creative brain, I started to create. I decided to do the grayscale method on this one because the thing I noticed in this artwork is that it lacks values. So that's why it looks flat. I've already tried the grayscale method a lot of times, so this isn't new to me, but I have been avoiding it because it's extra work, especially when it's time to add the colors. But I think I might have to reinforce this method again for a while so I can practice values and hopefully add some seasonings in my paintings. I actually turned this into a black and white image as reference, and we can really see how flat it is. But roasting my own art aside, my goal is to give his face more dimensions. To add more dimensions, I had to revisit the basics, shapes, and anatomy. I won't go into further details about it in this video, but to put it simple, understanding the shape of a thing and how the light and shadow sits on an object can really help you with the rendering. In this new illustration, I'm making it more semi-realistic anatomy-wise. To prevent it from looking flat, I use deeper shadows and midtones to enhance his facial features, like the cheekbone, nose bridge, and eyes. It's like adding contour to his face. And so far, it's definitely looking better. I'm also still learning about how to render clothes and different fabrics, so please excuse the very messy cloth rendering. We'll speed up this process because we're focusing on the face right now. When I'm adding the colors, I use separate layers for different parts so I can easily adjust them later. I also use different blending modes depending on which works best, but I usually pick between overlay, multiply, color, or soft light. I use Medibang paint and I currently don't have the version with the gradient mapping, so I use Medibang's tone curve and hue adjustments. Now it's about time I render the eyes. If I'm not using the grayscale method, I usually render the eyes first, but when I do, I render the eyes after I add the colors. My eye rendering isn't complex, but it has some small details like the lashes, so I prefer rendering it at the stage where it's easier for me. Since I don't have gradient maps, I decided to add a color layer to add a little cool tone on the shadows. I also added a multiply layer and added a warmer tone to give him a little life, like there's blood flowing through his veins. I'm also adding highlights just to make his facial features pop more. My character has a scar on his face, so I'm just drawing it right now. And for the jewelry, I just exported the PNG file that I drew in the last piece and added it in here. Work smart, not hard. Now, the hair. The reason I didn't render the hair so much during the grayscale stage is this character's hair is a little more complex. He has more than one color on his hair, so I decided to simplify it first and then fully render it once the colors are added. Let me just finish up the rest of the piece and I'll be back with the final output.